On this edition, we answer the most common question: how do I know where I can legally ride in Lake County?
All right. Another question we get asked quite often, and this is maybe going to be a little longer than some of our other videos because it's going to take a little bit more to explain. But where can I ride in Lake County, and how am I going to know if I'm supposed to be there or not? Here in Lake County, there's single tracks, which obviously dirt bike only. There's 50-inch trails, which is our little O, and then there's the multi-use trails, which are anywhere from the dirt bikes to quads to side-by-sides, trucks, jeeps, etc. And then we add into that, there's miles and miles of state forest roads that are open to ride on, and then there's also miles and miles of federal roads to ride on. All of these have different applications for different machines. Obviously, you're not going to take your 72-inch side-by-side down a single track, so a lot of it kind of sorts itself out. And there are quite a few maps and all of that that's available, and I'm going to get into that in a minute. But Sergeant Myers is going to kind of explain the legality of where you're riding on these different trails.
So with the different trails, and again we touched on roads in other videos, but with the different trails that we may have, forest roads, state forest roads, federal forest roads, the key is, I guess, to look at, there's 3 different tools we use that are electronic. The Lake County map for the roads, Avenza for the forest roads, and then the third one would be the DNR website has the state forest roads on that are open. So those are the 3 tools that we use in an enforcement level for where you belong. And then ultimately, the thing to remember is that when you're out there in the field, you're actively riding, especially on the trails, you'll see a lot of signage out there. And if it's not showing the vehicle that you're operating, it's probably not a designated trail for you.
For that vehicle.
So you want to make sure that you're observing that. And that's the end all, really, at the end of the day, when you're riding, is if you're not seeing that signage, that's what rules. And we come down to it, it's possible that there's areas that have become a problem area and it now has been signed as closed. That is what we go with. That is the accuracy level we're looking for. And so anyone can see that when they're out riding. So I guess the rule of thumb that I want to throw out to you is, and I say this to a lot of people, like with our Lincoln Hills and Little Manistee Loops, if you're riding down the trail and all of a sudden you see that cool hill climber or something like that, obviously it's illegal to leave the trail. If a John Deere tractor with our big drag doesn't go down it or keep it open that wide, you probably don't belong there. And then there's also another little saying I throw out: if you don't know, don't go. Don't ride it there. So there's some other electronic tools.
Right,
too.
and it's definitely your responsibility to know where you can and can't go, and some of the things that can help you. You know, there's several different programs that's available for your GPSs. Pretty much any gas station, bar, restaurant in Lake County can also sell you the paper map that, you know, our parent organization is part of, and it actually even lists a lot of the do's and the don'ts on that map. But like I said, if you see that little 2-track going up that great big steep hill off the trail, that's probably not a cool place to go. So like I said, you know, feel free to ask us any questions. You know, a couple of us that live here and ride here all the time, I mean, we do know where is out of bounds and where isn't, and we'd be happy to answer any of those questions for you.
The legal opinions presented are from the perspective of ORV law enforcement in Lake County, Michigan.